Hello farmers, we are back.
And before we set out to meet new farmers, we are revisiting some of our amazing farmers from Kenya, Uganda,
Welcome
to Shamba, Uganda,
and Zambia.
Munda Makeover.
As the new planting season begins, let's look at what to consider before planting a new crop.
and how to adjust to the changing climate. Today, we'll look at water management in our farms. This has become a key issue, especially as we try to deal with climate change. Lawrence from Plant Village talks to Farmer Makui on climate change.
Maybe, Lawrence, you can begin by telling us what is climate change.
Okay, climate change is the change in weather patterns and also temperatures in the atmosphere. Sometimes it can be high or low.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And how does it affect us?
It affects us because it interferes with so many activities, especially farming activities. Mm-hmm. Because you see, as a farmer, if you are expected to plant maybe in the mid-March, you'll have to wait rains for maybe more than 1 month extra.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it has a lot of impact in the way we live.
Yes, yes.
All right. So, Mr. Makui, we've seen what climate change has done, and it's brought a lot of disaster.
Sure.
Has it brought any disaster in your Shamba?
Yeah, we've lost cattle here in 2017 and years before.
Yes.
And even now we are under serious drought. We've not yet received the long rains, and usually it's supposed to be a very wet season.
So, Farmer Makui experienced drought which came with the loss of his animals. But this is just one effect of climate change. We have farmers who have also experienced flooding. So, sometimes you can get excess rainfall or get little or no rain at all. Now, a big problem with excess rain is that it also sweeps away our crops together with the topsoil, which is fertile. The land becomes barren and growing crops becomes very difficult. Now, it's even worse for farmers living on a slope. Let's look at some solutions that you can do in your farm to help. Limuru in Kiambu County is renowned for its cold and damp climate. Some of the area is also very slopey and prone to soil erosion. Our young farmer Charles has been able to stop the soil erosion in their land, therefore maintaining its fertility.
So, Charles,
Yeah,
how long have you been farming and helping around in the Shamba?
it's around 15 to 10 years.
This particular piece of land,
Yeah.
we were discussing it and you're saying it's a bit slopey.
Yeah.
What's happening here?
During the rainy seasons, there is soil erosion.
Yeah.
But we try to curb the soil erosion by planting top plants and actually digging ditches. You can see the level is not the same.
You're making something like terraces.
Yeah, terraces to curb soil erosion.
All right.
Yeah.
To stop soil from washing away and to keep your farm fertile, we recommend construction of terraces. Terraces can be made by digging a trench and throwing the soil uphill. The embankment formed by the soil is held in place by planting grasses like napier on top. This napier grass can also be used for feeding livestock. In addition to reducing soil erosion, terracing will help to hold the water on your land, which will be taken by the crops.
Now, let's go to Mboni, Makueni County, an area that is prone to drought. We visit Justus Kimeu, an experienced farmer who also heads the Makueni Conservation Farmers, a CBO with about 360 members. He's reaping the benefits of terracing in his farm. Muteti Ngesu, an extension officer in Makueni County, is helping farmers with their soil and water management. Now, when I look around me, I'm seeing a beautiful, beautiful tract of land. I'm seeing nice oranges.
Exactly, yes.
I'm seeing trees. And I'm
Yes.
wondering to myself, has this place always been like this?
No, not really, not really. This place has never, not always been like this.
How was it before?
It was steep. Once it rained, rainwater would wash from the upper side of the Shamba to the downside. So it was sloppy. Due to the fact that the place was sloppy, they introduced me on the issue of terracing.
Yeah, actually we came, we laid the contours. Basically, ours was not to just do the drain out.
is just retention ditches to retain water.
What are the importance of terraces?
Yeah, one, terraces stop the water from surface runoff. That water is not able to move from one bench to the other, so the water is retained into that one bench. Number two, the terrain gets flat. It is not sloppy anymore. Yes, and bearing in mind that we also leave the crop residue here, so it will not be able to be washed from this bench to the other one. So it is retained here.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Actually, our terraces, our contours are level. We are not draining any water out of the farm. We want to harvest this water in situ so that we increase on the infiltration as opposed to the surface runoff.
That's great. The terraces slow the speed of water and have prevented soil being swept away, so the land is fertile and productive. The terraces also trap the rainwater and allows it to seep slowly into the ground, so even with little rain, Justus can get a good harvest. But that's not all. Today we are teaching him another method of conserving water. Our expert is Paul Saidia.
Paul is a researcher from the Agricultural Research Institute in Morogoro, Tanzania, and is here to show Kim a great way of preserving water by using a system known as tide ridges.
Aha, Paulo.
Now,
What do we have here? I can just see you've drawn lines.
I'm constructing tide ridges.
Tide ridges. What are
Yes.
tide ridges?
Tide ridges, these are ridges constructed against the slope to reduce soil erosion, but also runoff, also to conserve rainwater in the field.
Really, Paul? How do you do that?
As you can see, I have these sticks. This is 20 centimeter high.
Okay.
So my ridges will be 20 centimeter high. But again, in between ridges, I will construct ties, small furrows, to tie water between the ridges to make sure when it rains, then water is harvested in that particular place. There is no more water is moving along that side or this side.
Time now for some hard work. Well, okay, hard work for Paul. First, Paul digs a shallow trench about 5 centimeters deep and then piles up the gathered soil into a ridge. This ridge will touch the line of string, which has been positioned to 20 centimeters high. Same again on the other side.
It's beginning to come up.
Phew, this is hard work.
I thought we are finished.
Not yet.
What else do we need to do?
This is just a ridge.
Okay.
So we need another ridge.
Another one like this one.
Yes.
All right.
Then in between, we construct ties, the small furrows. Yeah.
Then now the basin. Now I get you. Okay.
We just shift this.
Okay.
This
Can I help
camber.
you with that?
Yes, I'll appreciate.
All right.
With a little bit of help, Paul can now start work digging the second part to his tide ridge. And with the tide ridge complete, we can now see how it will hold water compared to just normal land.
These tide ridges, when there's inadequate rainfall, then we conserve water.
Yes. So, Kim,
Yes.
what would be your parting shot to our farmers?
This is one method that our farmers should embrace because as you can see, and maybe possibly if I can just demonstrate, you come here, just look at this one. You can just see. You can just see this whole mud. You can just see.
Yeah.
So when you come here, and just demonstrate the same. Look at this.
Oh,
Look at this.
never even went so far.
Yeah, look at this.
Like 2 centimeters.
Yeah.
It is even less than a
Less
centimeter.
than, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here, just
More than 5
very
centimeters.
deep.
deep.
Yes.
Yeah, you can
It's
see.
deep.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm considering trying this myself.
Oh yes.
Wow,
You
this
should
is
do this
good.
one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, this is a very cost-effective way of farming.
Crops and seeds can now be planted between the ridges and inside the basin. It's very clear to see that by using tide ridges, you will make the most of the rainfall you receive and use less water overall. Now, just down the road, we have farmer Alex, who has been practicing the Zai pit technology to grow watermelon. Alex has been experiencing long periods without rain, but when it rains, he is able to trap and conserve water in the pit.
What I would like to share with the other farmers is the Zai pit technology. That is, you dig holes of different sizes. You may either dig holes of 3 by 3 by 3 feet or 1 by 1 by 1 feet. Then you can plant different types of crops. You can either plant melons, tomatoes, cabbages, and so on. So the aim of the technology is to store water when the rain is not adequate, because when the rain rains for about 3 weeks and the rain goes away, your crops will still have enough water because the hose collects water and stores until you harvest your crops. Using of Zai pit technology will help us to increase our yields.
We move all the way north to Laikipia region, where some students have been using the Zai pit technology to grow bananas. The AFE primary school is in a semi-arid area, so it's hot and dry, and with climate change, it becomes even worse. With the help of Laikipia Wildlife Forum and My Farm Trees, the students have been learning how to grow trees and help fight climate change, and it's working.
The enrollment in this school is 356. Each student owns a tree.
Wow.
We have been trying to mulch them. At the same time, we just tap the rainwater, keep it in our tanks. Then we ensure during the dry spell, we give each plant 20 liters.
There's agricultural practices that can be practiced to maintain moisture content within the soil for a longer period. I am pleased to see that they've already embraced the pits. We call them Zai pits, and also the mulching material. Thus, they can survive longer even during the dry seasons.
Farmers, you can add mulch to your Zai pit. This will cover the water or moisture in the pit from evaporation and will last even longer. The mulch also helps to prevent weeds from growing and competing for the moisture and nutrients in the soil.
Coming up after the break,
it's all about water management.
Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up.
Welcome to the Shamba Shape Up Farming News for Kenya. Today we are going to have another look at Kenya's seasonal forecast for the March to May long rains. As stated last time, we expect normal to below normal rains in northeastern, southeastern, and the coastal regions, while the central, Rift Valley, western, and Nyanza regions expect to get normal to above normal rains compared to the past years. When making such a forecast, experts look at how much rain we've been getting in the past years. They then predict if the coming season will have above normal, normal, or below normal rains as compared to the past years in each region. Depending on the variety, maize needs between 450 to 800 millimeters of rains, beans and cabbage need between 300 to 500 millimeters of rains, sorghum, green grams, cowpeas, and other crops in this family need between 200 to 500 millimeters of rains, and potatoes need 850 to 1,400 millimeters of rains. Northwestern counties including Turkana and Samburu are likely to get normal to below normal rains. The total rains here will be close to 200 millimeters. Northeastern region expects to get rainfall below 200 millimeters as well. This includes Marsabit, Mandera, Wajir, Isiolo, and Garissa. If you're in these regions, make simple basin structures like Zai pits using jembes to hold rainwater and use it for planting quick maturing crops like cowpeas, sorghum, green grams, and fodder grasses. Increased rains may increase the risk of livestock parasites like ticks and worms. Ensure you deworm your livestock as soon as the rains begin. Southeastern counties including Kajiado, Makueni, Kitui, Machakos, Taita Taveta, and parts of Tana River are likely to have low rains compared to the past years. The total rains here will be below 400 millimeters. If you're in this region, repair your soil water conservation structures like terraces, water pans, and zai pits so that they can hold more water in the soil. The coastal strip will see below normal rainfall. This includes the counties of Lamu, Kilifi, Mombasa, and Kwale. The total rains expected in this region is 300 millimeters. If you're in these regions, continue planting drought-resistant crops such as beans, cassava, cowpeas, and vegetables to ensure you have a harvest even with the low rains. Central Kenya will get normal to above normal rains spread throughout the season just above 400 millimeters. This spans across Nyandarua, Nyeri, Kirinyaga, Murang'a, Meru, Embu, Nairobi, Kiambu, and Laikipia. The Rift Valley, Western, and Nyanza regions, including the counties of West Pokot, Uasin Gishu, Nandi, Trans Nzoia, Bomet, Kericho, Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, Narok, Busia, Kakamega, Siaya, Homa Bay, Nyamira, and Kisii will receive normal to above normal rainfall of just above 400 millimeters this season. If you're in these regions, continue planting, replanting, and gapping. Gapping is filling the spaces in your farm where the seeds did not germinate after planting to maintain the correct plant population. Monitor and scout for pest and fungal diseases every few days. Control diseases and pests as soon as you see them using the right pesticides and fungicides. If you'd like more information on what to plant or a detailed weather forecast for your area, get in touch with Shamba. Call us on 0711 082 606. See you next week on the Shamba Shape Up Farming News for Kenya.
We have looked at water management in our soils, and now we'll focus on water harvesting in our farms. Let's start with the easier one to do, since most farmers have structures in their farms with some roofing. And it doesn't have to be a big house, so long as it has a roof that can collect water.
With unexpected weather changes, every drop of water counts. When it rains, no matter how little, the water should be captured and stored for later use. Let's find out how Makui has been dealing with water shortage. I've invited Lawrence from Plant Village to help us know more about rainwater harvesting and conservation.
You said that there has to be a special law of collecting water. I think people just put gutters and when it rains, water just goes into the tank. Is there any other special way of doing it?
For you to put your gutters, you need to have a clear structure, a good structure at least to make sure that the lining is good and so that it's able to collect good water. So we need to have the good lining of gutters to make sure you collect the little water that this roof harvests so that we can have the water for our animals and for domestic purposes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Makui has gutters on one of his roofs, and so the Shamba Shape Up team decided to put gutters on the remaining roof. This way, he can harvest every drop of rainwater.
Water is a very scarce commodity and it's actually very important. You can't run a farm without water. Most often, when it rains, we have a lot of runoff. If you are able to keep it within your farm longer, the better for you. But the better for your soils, the better for your everything. So water conservation is key. Every farmer must do their best to lay infrastructure to collect rainwater.
Okay, now we have trapped all the water in our roof. But what about the one that runs on the surface? How can we collect it? Let's cross over to Uganda and learn more.
This may look like a pond, but to the people of this region, this is as good as gold.
Most people call these valley dams, but they're actually called valley tanks. These water reservoirs trap water during the rainy season and keep the water for the dry season. Due to the long drought, some valley tanks are drying up, leaving farmers with no water for their animals. Luckily, we have invited Mr. Vianney Akankwasa, an engineer, to teach us how to keep these tanks always with water.
Why is there confusion between valley dam and valley tank?
Basically, when we talk of a dam, it means that you are having water flow, like the way you find you're having a stream, and you're having an embankment, so you kind of interrupt that flow of that water to have water being reserved somewhere, so that one becomes a dam.
Whereas the valley tank,
you are just creating something where water is collecting, but all of them they are in a valley.
How can one construct a valley tank?
We're trying to tap surface runoff water Whenever it rains, there is some water which flows by gravity to goes to the valleys.
Yes.
So now if you can create where it can collect, then that one becomes a valley tank. Where it has collected, if it circulates, you are going to have it for some time and you can always even find it even when it is not raining.
How can we maintain and keep this water in our valley tanks even during the dry season?
So you can excavate your dam as big as you want.
Yes.
And in the event that you find that the infiltration rates are so high, so you can line it up. You have seen some people do what you call dam liners. Some people call them like tarpaulins, yes, but some people call them dam liners. Oh. Or you may call it a geomembrane sheet.
Or you put it at the bottom of
the bottom.
Okay.
There are two main ways how we lose this water.
Okay.
At times you find your soil formation, they have pores, so deep cracks within your soil formations.
Yes.
And you can be losing some of the water through that. Oh. And another one is by evaporation. Evaporation, whenever you have like a basin and due to temperatures, you are losing water to the surface.
Okay. Yes.
How do you control the evaporation you have said?
One of them is having actually some vegetation around the dam. For instance, during the sunset, you're going to find that some of this vegetation is shading off part of this dam.
Yes.
And in shaded area, the evaporation rate is already lower, yes, than when it is just entirely open. Then some people, what they do, depending on the availability of the fund, there's even what you call shade nets.
Shade nets?
Yes, there are simple shade nets actually which you can use on your dam, and they are very cheap. Some people actually use them in their, like when they're making nursery beds, you must have seen them. That can provide a shade on top of the water so as to reduce that evaporation. So by doing that, you are reducing that evaporation rate, which is always key in drying up our dam.
Are there specific designs that farmers can construct?
Oh yes, they are. Ideally, when you are designing them, the slopes should be orienting at an angle of about 45 degrees, not vertical. When it is vertical, most of it is going to be curving in when it rains. Yeah. For instance, if you are to look at this, all this is going to curve in shortly afterwards. And naturally, you can even grow some vegetation. The walls of the tank are going to be stable. Even on those walls, even when they're sloping, we plant also some grass, such that now you reduce on that kind of soil erosion again, which also silts the tank.
The dam, okay.
So, farmers, let's not forget to put dam liners. Plant trees around the dam. Do a shade net over the dam if you can. And also, fence it to protect young children and livestock from drowning. Now we have water and we are set. Whether rains continue or not. The only problem is how long the water will last and how to take the water to our plants. Many of our farmers are struggling.
Using this diesel-powered generator, it has a lot of problems, especially when it comes first with the running cost. We have to buy the diesel. Sometimes there's no cash. When there's no cash, we don't get the water.
Sammy.
Yes, sir.
So this is your well.
This is my well.
Quite deep, isn't it?
Yes, 45 feet.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
So how do you operate it?
I'm using power, electricity.
So you have an electric pump?
Yes, there is a pump.
Any challenges with that?
A lot of challenges. It's very expensive to use electricity. Electricity in our area, sometimes it goes off for so many hours, and we need water for domestic and for the cattle.
Mainly this area is hot climate. Irrigation is important because it may rain for only 1 week and the rain disappears. From there, you boost your crops through irrigation. I've been irrigating using hose pipe and solar-powered machine.
Petronila is doing a good job by lowering her costs by using a solar pump, but she's using so much water with a hose pipe. Let us visit Farmer Caleb and learn a better way. Changing weather patterns have made it difficult for farmers to plan their seasons. The Davies and Shutleaf Company are here setting up a solar pump for Farmer Caleb, and Brian will tell us more on this solar pumping solution.
How has farming been for you, especially now with the climate changing and all that?
Where we are standing a few meters from here, back in 2018, I lost my entire crop. I lost everything. There was a drought. Dependence on rain for a modern day farmer is not tenable anymore. You have to think of irrigation and drip irrigation for that matter.
Drip irrigation really helps a farmer to, number one, conserve water. If rainfall is minimal, then the farmer is harvesting some little water, then he has to use it very optimally. And drip irrigation does exactly that. You only give the plant what it needs.
Good, good. So, Caleb, when you decided on drip irrigation, you must have considered a pump.
I've been using the petrol pump. Works well, but the cost of fuel unit has gone up. I have to pass on the cost to the customers, or I have to go green. I don't have another option.
The petrol pump, does it break down?
The cost comes in terms of the overall maintenance. You go look at the oil, go look at the plugs, you go look at just the general wear and tear. You automatically become a mechanic as a farmer.
Yes.
And sometimes you're not really good at it.
And since you're not very good at it, sometimes I'm sure your pump was smoking.
Oh, it smokes.
Yeah, so what we normally advise farmers, especially if they want to reduce the operational cost at the farm, is to adopt a solar water pumping solution.
Solar water
pumping solution. It saves you money because once it's installed, when the sun comes up, you're able to use solar energy to pump water without any worries.
Uh-huh. Right now I can see there's some installation going on. Yes. So Caleb, what made you now think of changing, upgrading to the solar pump?
We have to be smart in what we are doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing the solar pump working, because my clients, I'm going to pass on the benefits to them at the end of the day.
Wow. Yeah. So Brian, how does a farmer cut costs when you compare the petrol and the solar pump?
Yeah, most farmers like Caleb spend averagely between 800 shillings to 2,000 shillings every week just on the petrol. And it's not just petrol alone, it's also the transport costs involved, because you don't get the petrol from here. So the first things a solar water pump will do is make sure that you're not adding more money to the solution. You can save up to 70% of your costs every week when you're using a solar water pump.
Mm-hmm. Caleb had said he was becoming a mechanic as well as a farmer.
It's pretty easy to manage, and there is minimal maintenance. You don't have to have extra knowledge on solar water pumps. Farmers that use solar water pump, like he said, he's reduced his costs. So it means you can pump more water over time, and it becomes much more than your farm needs. What you can therefore do is to even resell that water to the next person in the next farm. If you are tilling like 2 acres, you can now till 5 acres.
So today, Brian, what kind of pump are we installing for Caleb?
Today we are installing a surface pump that will be taking water from his dam and taking it over to his tank.
Surface pump?
A surface pump.
Does it mean you have different kinds of pumps?
Yes, we do have different kinds of pumps.
For drip irrigation?
For drip irrigation. So if he was having a shallow well, then you'd have a submersible pump that will be put inside the water to get the water out. But since he's doing it on a dam, we have a surface pump that just gets water from the surface, passes it on to the tank.
Does it pump throughout, or do I go and switch it on and off?
If the pump is on, as soon as the sun comes up, it starts. But the good thing is you can be able to control the controller for the pump from your phone. So that gives you a lot of flexibility in even how long you want to pump.
It's connected to the phone network?
Connected to the phone, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to switch it on and start planting today.
Really?
I can't wait. Because the idea is to produce off-season. When everybody else is not planting, you're the one who's planting, you're the one who is selling. Smart farming.
Smart farming.
Smart farming indeed. That's it for today. See you next week.